Thank you for that. Big round of applause. So yes, my name is Brad Swale. I'm a voice actor from Vancouver, Canada. And some of the shows that I've worked on, I suppose you may have heard of, were shows like Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, any Gundam stuff, any Gundam films out there. Alright, cool. Hamtaro. Now I'm going to test you guys a little bit. My Little Pony. Jesus, the first one. And various other shows and things, which I'm sure we will discuss. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chris. Okay. Oh, you're really good. Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris Jason. How are you? Good? Oh, yeah. And I'm Horace, which is great for a panel like this. I want to talk about my voice acting career. I'm in shows like, let's see, also DBZ and Full Metal Alchemist and Italian and the video game Borderlands 2. And, and I was just in Space Dandy and a little bit in Attack on Titan and stuff and things. Oh yeah.
You are just the most precious thing I've ever seen, so that's why I'm gawking at you.
Which one?
Yeah. Every title you just said, her mouth got bigger and her eyes got
You became an anime character. That was awesome. Yeah, I salute my Pepsi to you. Anyway. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Yu Asakawa, Japanese voice actress. I voiced the writer from Christine I, who come in the vocal and the fantasy series.
Eat it. Eat the mic.
And lots of things. Thank you so much for coming. And this is my
I'm a
friend.
translator.
Yeah.
My name is Randy, and I'm a translator, so I'm just going to say around.
Let me just apologize. I don't speak English very well, so.
Liar! She speaks English better than both of us combined.
We were in Banff yesterday. The waitress comes along and says, "What would you like?" And she's like, "Steak and beer."
Take a little bit of time to translate, so sorry. But please have fun.
All right. Who has a question? I see the first one right there, the really, really eager one. Yeah, right there. Yeah, you.
Have you ever wanted to quit your job before?
Start with the word.
Being fired counts as wanting to quit.
Tell this story, Brent.
You want to hear a sad story?
Yeah.
Let's start with the sad story. This is about a job that I didn't want to quit, but I was forced to quit, which basically means I was canned. Luckily for me, it hasn't happened very often, but unfortunately, this was a show that turned into a pretty big thing. They had cast a female to play a young male character, and then I think some of the producers decided they wanted to go a different direction, so they brought me in. And then I think I just started working on the series, and then I think at the same time they were in kind of negotiations with a guy in Los Angeles. And so at some point I called my agency and I'm like, "Hey, are we supposed to be working on the show again this week?" And they're like, "Oh, check in on it." And then I got the call back like, "Oh, Brad, sorry, we got somebody else." Oh, well, nice of them to tell me. It was a show called Johnny Test. So, for the blink of an eye, I was Johnny Test, and then it was taken from me. I mean, so I quit that show because I was like, no, I don't want money or fame or security. I was like, no, I'm walking off this. The end.
What was the question again? Like, the question was, have you ever been fired? Like,
No.
Oh!
Have you ever wanted to quit a series?
Have I ever wanted to quit a series?
Be aware, guys, that this is going to end up on YouTube.
Yeah. This is certainly good banter.
Eat the mic.
Actually, the only thing I ever wanted to quit were lines when I mean, and there are no small parts, but certainly if you go up and, you know, you come in and, oh, cool, looks like I'm man A, excellent. And you go, message for you, sir. I don't regret doing it, but I kind of wish there was more. So that's no fun. I mean, as an actor, it's fun just to get to do it, but you kind of want to follow through with the character and stuff like that. Actually, conversely, the most entertaining, the most fun I've ever had, and still to this day have, if I say the term walla, do you know what walla is?
Yes.
Okay, with all actors, getting a group of your friends in a room and screaming from a monster or whatever, that's the most fun ever. Mine is the same, so why not? So you go in for a few hours, you scream, and in between takes you laugh and joke around. It's still my favorite thing to do. Of all things, but no, so far there's no show that I wanted to quit. Although there is a show when directing that I almost wanted to. There was a show I was given 8 years directing. Only one show sticks out where I thought, this is not what I expected, and it was a show that was one way. It turned out to be basically for kids. It was basically Barney-esque, and I thought, wow, okay, we're doing this, and this is for children. This is weird. We had a lot of fun recording it. J. Michael Tatum, Eric Vale. We had a great time working on it because we laughed in between takes, but it was kind of weird. And as soon as they handed me the DVD at Funimation, they said, "Here it is, before anyone else gets it." I said, "Thanks," and it was a coaster for my coffee for 6 months. But maybe you like it, maybe not. But it was a very weird show that was actually geared for kids. It was called "Save Me Lollipop." Anyway, if you've ever heard, exactly, no one. Thank you. That's why.
I never thought I would create the title, but only after latest Resident Evil game is out, I just want to go home and play the video game. Now I really want to play Resident Evil, so please let me go back to home. I don't work today. Just work, Mom. I will finish the Resident Evil. That's it.
Generally speaking, as actors, it's very rare that we'll find a project we want to walk away from. It's usually the opposite. I worked on a show called X-Men Evolution. Yeah. So we did 4 seasons of that. It won 2 Emmys and got canceled, and I was miffed. But you have 4 seasons, so you can't really complain. And even Death Note, I think there was like 37 episodes of Death Note. By the last episode, I was distraught because I knew that was going to be the final episode. So usually it's the opposite. We're the guys that are trying to linger around in studio going, can we maybe like write one more episode just because? And I'm like, I'll be on the couch until we're ready to record it and stuff. So we're pretty fortunate in the jobs that we're able to get. So I think we're pretty appreciative of that. Appreciative. That's a hard word to say.
Do we have another question? You with the awesome top hat.
Okay. This one's for you, Asakawa, relating to Vocaloid. You are the voice of Megumi Luka, and Luka's intent was to be the first Vocaloid that could sing fluently in both Japanese and English. So far, Vocaloid hasn't got nearly the same following over here in English. And part of the reason I think for this is that you've got a huge number of sounds in English, and we really do not represent them well in our language. Whereas in Japanese, you have ka, ki, ku, te, ko, all the characters correspond one to one of the sounds. Do you think there's some better way that you could do with Vocaloid software such that you could represent the sounds of English more accurately in such a way that it would make more sense for people?
So just to clarify, you're asking a voice actor about software development?
Sorry, I'm not completely off track. So what I actually mean to ask, look at that.
You want to know if there's an easier way for us to represent sounds in English?
No.
No? Okay, well.
No, okay, sorry. What I'm trying to say is, was it much more difficult to record for the English side of Vocaloid because there was a lot more, it was a lot less clear clear how to represent sounds.
Good, your second effort, I think we made it across. Good job.
Because the first time I recorded Luca, very first version, there was no English trainer there. And I'm not native, but I had to pronounce perfectly as I can, as much as I can. So
You're doing great. I'm taking notes. Hello.
as much as something, okay? As much as I can. So what's so difficult because I couldn't ask anyone my pronunciation is right or not, good or bad. I had to judge by myself. I had to. But now I'm recording a new version of Luca. Finally, we have a professional, like a trainer, advisor. Well, I'm recording, so it's gonna be okay.
Don't worry.
Or pronunciation じゃなくて、コンポージングが下手なんじゃないですか。
It's probably not because of my pronunciation, but whoever composed the actual software itself, so please don't ask me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We have many questions. Let's go over this side. You in the red jacket have your hand up the highest, so you're probably going to throw a biggest fit if you don't get your question answered.
All right, all right.
Not that that's a recommendation to anyone.
Now, all the fans here are really good and really helpful and we use both rehearsal and everything. I know you've probably seen some fans and some fandoms that have been less than well, so what's the worst you've had to deal with a fan?
Don't mention specific conventions or names. We'll just assume that the convention was in Vancouver. Go.
That is an interesting question. I've actually had some mostly positive experiences with the fans that I've been able to meet. There have been a couple instances where you think, okay, I have one story for you. So I was signing autographs somewhere in the States, so it wasn't in Vancouver. Nice try. Okay, so it was in Vancouver. And so there was a girl that wanted an autograph, and her favorite show was a series I worked on. It was Gundam Seed Destiny. And so I had a couple characters in that series, but her favorite character was a character named Owl. And she had named her car after the Abyss Gundam, which is the Gundam that he piloted. So she wanted me to autograph her car. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, right? I mean, that's a good story. So I finished off my autograph session, whatever, and then she was waiting around, and she's like, okay, so can you do this? I'm like, oh, absolutely. So we started walking out to the street, and then we passed the street, and started walking down into the parkade, and then we passed a couple levels of the parkade. It got darker. And less populated. And as I walked up to the car, it was a Mustang too, by the way, so no big deal. And so as we were approaching the car, I'm like, please don't tell me you want me to sign the inside of the trunk. And if I hear you say, does this smell like chloroform, I would probably go on. It turned out very well. It was very sweet. Like I said, she had named her Mustang after the Abyss Gundam, so I ended up signing the steering wheel, and I did not get kidnapped that day.